so easily.
Yeah, and links are still important, but the bigger factor to links now is not how many links you have. And I don't even think it's as important of how authoritative the sites are that are linking to you. I truly think that the link factor is how many people actually click the link and come through, and then what happens on the other side of that click. Do they stay? Do they bounce? Do they click deeper in the site? Do they convert? I think those signals are, as far as link building, those are much more powerful signals.
Right.
And, I haven't heard anybody in the SEO industry talking about that.
Well, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I know you mentioned, like, with PPC and SEO, if you're driving traffic and people are going to a page and they're reading the content or consuming the content on the page, and then they're going somewhere else and staying there for a bit. I mean, I know it's going to help their quality score.
Yeah.
PPC side, but it must benefit their SEO side too.
Oh, it does. Just the user interaction itself. One of the things that I've noticed is the more traffic sources you have, the better your SEO will be, the stronger it'll be across the board. The first place I actually really saw, big time proof of that was when Perry Belcher had called me, and he said, I got something going on I don't understand. He goes, I'd like you to look at it and see if you can make sense of it. So what he had going on was they had a landing page up that they did not SEO. They didn't link to it. I mean, it was just purely they just put this landing page up to send email traffic to.
Right.
And he said within a few days, this page was ranking like top slots for almost every keyword it was related to, with zero SEO, zero, anything, no pay-per-click, nothing. They didn't even have meta tags and stuff in the page. All it was, I said, well, I looked at the page first of all, and it was a 20-minute video. And it was a good 20-minute video. It was like one that if you started watching it, you were going to watch it all the way to the end.
Right.
And you were going to take the call to action and click through. And they had emailed this out to several million people.
Wow.
And apparently that page just got slammed with traffic.
Right.
And, when I saw that, and I grilled him for any other things that could have been involved, and that was it. It was purely email traffic. So Google was recognizing that, seeing the user experience, and basically boosting that page up for a ton of keywords just based on that.
Right.
So, and this was a long time ago. This was probably at least 6 or 8 years ago when that went on.
I was actually talking to Tommy about that a couple of weeks ago. That's what they do. They were testing some of their sites. No SEO, no nothing, just driving the traffic.
Yeah.
And with the quality of the leads, the people were staying on the page a long time. They boosted a few things. They weren't looking to do that. It just happened naturally.
Yeah. Yep. So it's, that's still working. And that's where I think that if you've got links that are passing actual real traffic through and providing a quality user experience, like I said, I think that's the best link you could possibly get.
Right. No, I agree.
Even if the site's not authoritative, if that site is driving traffic and it's the right traffic for you and that link works, I'd put my money on that all day long.
No, I agree. Even I've been going through some of the Axe stuff that you put out, and I've been studying a little bit of a couple other people, and I started to use Kartra.
Okay.
And yeah, just the way you can design the site, some of the sequences they have there, and it sets up a lot of things for you that you just, it's almost like filling in the blank, and you've got a head start over.
Yeah.
You got a head start over getting started, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I love Kartra. In fact, every once in a while I'll do Kartra training calls. You should hop on there, help you out with wherever you're stuck on the Kartra stuff. I've been using it pretty solid now for probably about 3 months, and I've pretty well got my way, know my way around it pretty well now.
Yeah, I had it, and then I had some problems with it, and they actually shut my account down. They said, we need to shut your account down, and you need to come in again. And so I just restarted. It's
Okay.
kind of a strange thing.
Yeah, well, I'll probably have another one of those Kartra calls here in the next week or so. So if you got questions about that, we can run through it and show you how to do whatever you need to know how to do in there.
I'm trying to decide if I took probably a package I don't need, but it's got the 5 domains. But then
Oh,
I was watching a couple of videos. Are you using Kartra at the domain service, or just creating a page and installing it into like a WordPress site?
I'm actually using it both ways.
Both ways, yeah.
If like when I'm helping clients, several clients, we've just flipped on to just using their whole domain.
Right.
We just point their domain at it. And I would actually love to do that for my own site, but I have too many other things behind the scenes that are running on that domain. I've got, other third-party shopping carts running, other parts of my business that I can't really shift over that easily.
But if you put a page, if you create a page in Kartra, and then there's a WordPress plugin, I think it's called Blank Slate, so you can install a page, and you set the name of the page, but that page, that Kartra page, it's not running off your server. It's still running off the Kartra server. So
Correct.
you've got the speed at least handle,
Yeah.
especially if you're using it for a landing page.
Yeah, I've no matter how you slice it, you're always serving the Kartra pages from Kartra.
That's right.
They're always coming off there. So like, for instance, my domain on internetdominators.com, I've actually changed my homepage up to a Kartra page.
Okay.
I didn't switch the domain over because, like I said, I've got too many things installed on that particular domain to switch it. But if I were starting from scratch right now, I would just flip it over to Kartra and build the whole site in Kartra.
Now, what about? I mean, you've got membership sites, but what about? Do you do much blogging, like blog content, or would you just create content pages in Kartra?
I would just create them in Kartra. Yeah, absolutely. What you can do, Kartra makes it easy if you want to blog on stuff. What you would do is you would set up a membership site in Kartra that was just a free access site. Basically, it's, there's no login or anything. And you just have that as a section of your site. Because when you add a post to it, it does it just like blogging. That's the way their membership sections are set up, is when you want to add content to your membership site, basically it's just a post. It's just treated like a blog post.
So the membership site is probably mimicked off of WordPress with protected and non-protected posts.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty cool. I really like it.
Now, can you use your Kartra account to do client work, or does a client need to have their own account?
What I've done, you can do it either way, because you can create a page and then you can just have them host that page on their site.
Right.
So you could do it that way, because you can have unlimited pages. So that's not an issue. But if they're wanting it done on their domain and all that kind of stuff, I typically just have them get their own account for it.
Right.
Because if you're building a whole bunch of pages, it could get pretty convoluted in one account. They've got categorization where you can categorize your pages and all that stuff, but still it could get kind of cumbersome if you had too much stuff going on in there.
So if you had 5 domains in Kartra, and each domain had, say, 20 pages, in your back office, all you have is 100 pages. It's not separated into each domain. Is that
correct? They're just pages.
So they haven't set up like an agency setup for.
Yeah.
Kartra.
So what you could do, you can very easily just categorize the pages into the client name.
Right.
So that way, if you want to easily sift through the pages for any given client, you just click that filter to sift by that client, and then all of their pages would come up.
Right.
But there's a lot of pieces to it. It's not just pages. You've got opt-in boxes, forms, sales pages, mailing lists. You got all these different things, and it could get a little complex.
No, I mean, I've been using lead pages, which I like, but for the cost of Kartra, and I look at what it gets, and the big thing is the integration. I mean, when you've got to integrate between all these different systems, and
yeah, that was where I was really beefed with ClickFunnels. Was you still have to hook all this other stuff up to it.
Yeah,
it's just not a complete system like Kartra is. So.
Well, I know a friend of mine's a software developer, and he ran he developed it's like a survey kind of a software. One of his clients is an author, a famous person that would get on, like, the Oprah Winfrey Show or Dr. Phil, and their system was built in ClickFunnels. And they were getting, when the show was on the air, they were getting 150,000 impressions per second, and it shut ClickFunnels down. The whole site just.
Yeah, and that's everybody.
So I don't know what Kartra's built on, but I think it's built on Amazon, so it must have the ability to handle all that. So
yeah, they've got Amazon behind them. So they should be able to take a pretty good load.
Yeah. That's a really interesting point you made, though, about the membership site and the blogging.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really interesting.
Yeah, it was a little interesting when I first started setting up the membership site. It took a little getting used to, for what it was doing. Like when you were creating categories and creating posts, and then I realized, oh, okay, well, this is just like creating a blog. Every post you create is going to create a page and connect it in there just like a blog.
It makes sense because they really haven't invented anything spectacular. They've just taken a bunch of common systems and integrated them, and they've done every component is pretty good, but it's not. They haven't invented anything new.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I tell everybody with ACT too. It's like, my ACT program, it's a great program, but nothing's new in it.
Right.
I'm just basically going and putting all these pieces together so it's in a usable, easy, workable format that'll work for you.
Right.
But it's like, all these formulas and stuff, I didn't come up with them. I've just identified them and, how to get them to work for you.
No, it makes sense. I've been studying some of Todd Brown's material.
Yeah. Todd, he's right along the same lines. In fact, the only piece with Todd is he just brings you in too late in the program. He doesn't really get into segmentation. They go right into the avatar, and there's no real way to create an avatar without segmenting first.
Well, I should set up a call with my friend's software. I think you find it fascinating. He's got it set up so that, because he's had clients that have used like ClickFunnels, they've used Ryan Levesque's survey software, and like the big clients blow it all up. Yes. So he's got the ability he rebuilt everything on Amazon servers, and you can, if you have a question and say you've got 3 answers, it'll automatically, you can program it to load a page depending on the answer, and there's no delay, so there's no speed issue. So if you're running paid traffic, some of those systems, they stall, you lose quality score, and you're done, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So,
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I've been playing around with. Have you heard of Interactor?
Interactor.
It's a video software where you can make segmented videos.
Oh, I think, yeah, that's Ryan somebody, right? Right.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
I
There's
don't
a,
remember. I don't remember who put it together.
yeah.
There was another one that was out a couple of years ago that I was using, and they kind of dropped the ball. And it looks like these guys picked it up because I know they sold it. They sold the software off. The uh, the one from before was called Video Agent X, and it
Okay.
was an awesome idea. I actually picked up a white label version of it to give it away inside the ACT program for people that wanted to do segmented videos. But shortly after that, the developers kind of dropped the ball on it, and it stopped working. And the last I heard was they had sold the company, and it would be back online shortly. And that shortly turned into a year and a half, and it kind of just disappeared. And then these guys came out with Interactor, and it looks like it's almost an identical version of the software. So I think these are the guys that bought it. And what it does, you start up a video, and you can host your videos anywhere. You can have your videos on YouTube or wherever, but they're just little short segmented videos that ask a question, and then based on the answer, you click a button and it loads the next video.
Right.
So it's
Right.
basically it's an interactive sales presentation via video, which is phenomenally powerful.
Yeah.
That takes the whole ACT program up to the next level, because now we can truly replicate a real salesperson. Because
Yeah.
that's what they do. They ask questions. They
Yeah.
ask questions to find out what's important, and then they tailor their delivery based on the answers to your questions.
Yeah. This is how, yeah, exactly. This is how some of these, a lot of them are designed to do it, but um, the infrastructure to do some of this stuff is, it's not always easy. I mean, a lot of it's the
Yeah.
hardware requirements to make it work.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
apparently they've got that figured out. I'm going to test it out. I'm really interested to see if I can use the Kartra videos on it, because they say you can use any video hosted anywhere. So if I can use the Kartra videos, then that'll give me all the analytics from Kartra to see, who's clicking on what, who's watching through, and all that.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I should have something else. The software is ready to go. I'm just playing around with it, but I'll talk to the developer, maybe get a call, because I think you'd find it interesting.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, yeah. It's because I've been experimenting with Outgrow, which I like. Have you ever looked at Outgrow?
No, no, I haven't seen that.
Outgrow is it's a good piece of software. So it does surveys, quizzes, polls, but it also allows you to build calculators.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah, and the guys behind it are all math geniuses, so they'll help you with the coding.
yeah.
And it does all the segmentation, redirects. It's built for it's built for marketers.
Huh.
But
And it's called Outgrow.
Outgrow, yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
I think it's outgrow.co or outgrow.us, and it does allow you to have like a white label kind of a version. But
Okay.
the prices on their site aren't what they will typically offer. There's better deals in there. So, but they like I'm looking at, for example, I can build a calculator, and let's say I'm I could do it, say, for mortgages, and let's say I'm working with a realtor or a mortgage broker in I don't know, San Jose. So I could actually build a calculator that's not a generic mortgage calculator. It's a San Jose mortgage calculator, or it's it's a Sausalito mortgage calculator. So you could
Yeah.
segment it right down, and maybe pre-build in things that are unique to the neighborhood. Like maybe some kinds of assessments that local banks might do when they're underwriting a mortgage or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
so you could really generate leads really targeted to that kind of an audience. Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds really good.
it's a nice piece of software. It's very, very user friendly. Very user friendly.
That's cool.
So
I like user friendly.
well, it's yeah, they're I found it first. It came out on AppSumo about a year ago. They gave out like the free lifetime license with next to nothing, which gave you a very basic package. And I took it and I built some stuff for a few clients, and there's a good market for doing stuff like that.
Huh.
And for PPC, when you're driving traffic to that piece of content that's going to engage, that'll do it.
Oh yeah.
And you can do calculators. You can do, Republican or Democrat or quizzes, polls, like split whatever you want. You can show the results to people. Yeah.
Well, cool. Sounds good. All right. Anybody else got any questions or anything out there? We just kind of been rambling through here.
Hey, John.
You guys got to hear a little SEO talk there. Go ahead, Russ.
Hey, John Trust. How you doing?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Good. So I'm looking for a tool to search for a keyword in another country in a time frame. I got your text back, and I'm looking at that. It's not very user friendly in finding what I'm looking for.
Yeah, archive.org is more for looking for pages. You say you're looking for a keyword? What?
Well, it's research for my brand in China.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you're trying to figure out what keywords people are looking for.
Well, I'm trying to see if there's any articles or anybody talking about my brand in China for a specific time period.
Okay, and you're looking for older than 2016?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a way to do that type of search? Like, is there a Google in China?
Yeah, I mean, you can run searches based on all kinds of criteria, like 2016, 15, stuff like that. I don't know specifically of a tool that is gonna. You might try BuzzSumo, but they're mostly what's going on right now. I don't know if you can like take it back to a time frame.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I signed up for a trial subscription to, I think it was Swiss Made Marketing, and they see, and because I was doing stuff overseas, mine was mostly EU, not China, but it's possible that they might be able to help. If not, you can just email them. They seem responsive, I guess, but I didn't actually get off the ground with it. Didn't seem to be my solution, but I liked their marketing. I liked the things they had to say, and I would say getting in touch with them might be a good answer.
Who was that?
Swiss Made Marketing.
Swiss Made Marketing?
Uh-huh.
They have a tool called SE Cockpit.
Okay.
So you can set the country, just like you can do the same thing in SEMrush too.
Yeah, I think most of the tools now have the ability to set the country, but I'm not sure about the date of the content.
Is it Swift? SWIFT?
Swiss, like Swiss cheese.
Oh, Swiss cheese. Swiss Made Marketing Traffic Analysis. Okay.
No, Swiss Made Marketing is the parent company. And then they've got a number of products. They have SE Cockpit. They've got a backlinking tool. they've got a few different tools.
Okay.
But to get aged traffic, that might be difficult.
Yeah, that's the one that's kind of getting me. I'm seeing if I can find anything, but
I don't remember them talking about the date at all. Most people don't want old stuff, so maybe not. But you know, it's possible if you get in touch with them, it's possible.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll shoot an email off to them, see what they have to say.
Unless you can take an impression from Wayback Machine and plug it into the Google keyword tool. I don't know if that would pull old data, but I don't think so.
That's what I was thinking. I told them the archive.org. That's the Wayback Machine.
Yeah. Okay.
And but I'm not really sure if it would. Yeah, I don't know if it would really get you what you're looking for.
What's the problem you're trying to solve? Like, what's the specific reason?
I have somebody in China that's trying to steal my brand, and I need to prove that my brand existed before they stole it.
That's odd.
That's kind of a crazy situation.
And you can't do that with archive.org?
That's what I'm trying to do now.
I mean, you don't need keywords for that.
Yeah, you don't need keywords. If you've got branding assets on your website from say 4 years ago,
I do, yeah.
Or even your
and it's showing up on a website.
I mean, isn't registration for your hosting company? Wouldn't that be?
That's not good enough, yeah.
Yeah, what you know, like in archive.org, I would put your domain in there and just see how far back, because it might give you screenshots of pages that you had online.
Yeah, that's not the problem. Yeah, that's not the problem. I can prove my stuff online in the U.S. They say I have to prove that the brand existed in China before this guy went to claim to trademark my brand name, and it's becoming a challenge. If I do the Wayback Machine, I put my domain name in. Yeah, I'm seeing stuff all the way back to 2007, which is great. But now I need to kind of break it out by country, and I don't see how to do that.
See, I don't think China recognizes our copyright laws, so
that's the problem.
Yeah, I think you might have some serious difficulties there with, you know, outside the U.S. That's going to be a tough deal.
Yeah. Well, I thought I would bring it up. A lot of geniuses on this call, so you never know.
Well, we gave you some possibilities there, but
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know specifically of a tool that would really make that easy for you.
Okay. All right.
Just a whole lot of hunting and pecking.
Yeah. Okay. All
If
right.
you find a tool, let us know, because that would be a unique one.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Anybody else got anything you want to throw out, or?
John, another question on the Rainmaker.
Sure.
In the original training, I know there was one video, and I think there was reference to one or two more, and was there ever more videos, or are they somewhere else? Or
There was a couple of videos that we did initially, and we updated the versions of them, so we basically got rid of them, because if you looked at that, it wouldn't match up with what it was.
Okay.
So we did remove a couple of the earlier videos.
Okay.
So the one that's up there is the most current one.
That's the one. Okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, and then we've done a couple of calls, like just kind of mastermind calls, getting people to come on and tell what they were doing and what their results were and all that kind of stuff. But every time I did that, it all stacked up to the same thing. If you're connecting the brand and the deep URLs and all that stuff, it works great. If you're trying to use it for exact match keywords, it does not do that. That's not what it's for. We've had some people that try and use it as a one-shot only type SEO magic wand, and that's not what it is. Yeah.
It must work well for small local things, especially for Google Places and.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got to be ranked first for it to work.
Right.
So it's not, you can't just throw like a cold domain up and throw Rainmaker at it and get it to work, because you've got to actually be searching for pages that rank and hopefully rank on the first page.
No, I get that.
So, that's pretty easy to do even for a new domain for your brand. So once you get that piece connected and then you start creating those brand searches, then it works great. But it's not a magic bullet though for.
No, I've heard a couple of people talk about if you're going to start a new site, 30 pieces of content, like 30 articles or 20 articles and 10 videos. Once you hit that 30 mark, that's when Google starts to, open their eyes a bit to you.
Yeah, that's somewhat true as well, because I know on a lot of our commerce sites that we deal with, they're literally ranking for tens of thousands of keywords, and they've got hundreds, if not thousands of pages. And it's interesting because the pages, they're commerce pages. They're almost all identical. It's damn near duplicate content, really.
Right.
All they're switching out is a few pieces to the puzzle. But those sites, man, they are ranking for tens of thousands of keywords. It's crazy.
Wow.
So
wow.
It's pretty interesting. As far as to get more keywords to rank, if you're trying to get more keywords to rank that will drive the right traffic, you probably already know this, but some people may not. If you run the particular keyword that you're already ranked for, and you scroll down to the bottom of the page, there's all the related terms. Right. And if you take those related terms and sprinkle those into the content of that page, then it's going to rank for all of those too.
Right.
So that's a really good little trick to do. The other thing is, if you take your keyword and you go over to Wikipedia, put it in Wikipedia, and look at the page that comes up that ranks in Wikipedia for that particular keyword, and pluck all the related words out of that page. That's another really good way to do that. And I'll give you one more really good one, and this is from a conversion standpoint. If you want to know the language that your people speak, that they like and that they don't like, what you can do is you can scrape reviews off of competitors or your own if you've got your own reviews out there. But scrape the reviews and separate them into positive reviews and negative reviews. And basically pour all that into one big giant text document. Everything you find on those reviews, just dump it all into one big file, and then do a, what do they call it? The keyword density. Run a keyword density on the positive and the negative and see which words come to the top. You will find in the positive, they'll be speaking words and using words that they like.
Right.
And you'll find in the negative one, you'll find all the words that they don't like. So if you use that to your advantage and you create content based on that, it will convert like crazy.
That's
you'll
very
find,
interesting.
yeah, you'll find words that are really resonating with your ideal clients.
Wow.
So that's a really good trick. Keyword density on that. Just see what words are coming, common.
Applied semantics.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a cool little trick.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thanks.
that's a good one. Somebody ought to make a tool that'll do that. Give you your buzzwords and your kill words.
Well, there's like those cloud, what do you call them? Cloud. Isn't there plugins that do that? Like in WordPress, they're called, shows all the words like in a
Yeah,
cloud,
the keyword cloud.
keyword cloud.
Yeah, but I don't think they're necessarily related to a bunch of different reviews.
Right.
Because what you have to do, you have to really aggregate the reviews. You can't just use one review. You've got to get, like 50 to 100 of them. And then you pile them all together, and then you do the keyword ratio off of that.
There are some tools like that these SEO tools that they will take all the reviews. So you could probably just do a straight Control C and copy like 30 or 40 at a time.
Yeah. However you do it, if you just scrape them into one big Word file and then run your keyword density on it, and got a pretty magical bucket of words there to work with.
Yeah, really. Wow.
Because that's great for writing content, knowing the language that they speak. I talk a lot about that in ACT, is that's what a good salesperson will do. They ask questions and they get your feedback, and then they'll take that and they'll feed it right back to you in your own words. That's
NLP 101.
Yeah, exactly. Mirror and match. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, so those words would be really powerful in your ad headlines, your keyword, the words you use in your ads, and
oh yeah, absolutely.
And especially in Facebook and Bing too. You've got a lot more room to write your ad.
Yeah, because those are your trigger words. That's what grabs their attention and sucks them in.
And display ads where you've only got a split second. Now you can use that. That's going to give you a better chance of getting a click on a display ad too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey Russ, I don't know if you saw in the chat box, Ted put in there keywords everywhere does it.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, keywords everywhere.
Keywords everywhere does it. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
give that a shot.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Ted, he's pretty good. He looks at a lot of stuff, so good resource.
I figured.
Yeah, that was for what you were just talking about, not for the. That wasn't for.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that wasn't okay. Sorry about that, Russ. Didn't mean to give you false hope there. So keywords everywhere, that would probably be one more for that keyword density of the positive and negative.
Right.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Good stuff.
John, sorry, back to Rainmaker again. I know I had some issues with people didn't want to put on their computer and this and that, and I know there was something about Amazon, a stick or something that it works on, like just plugs in like into a USB port.
Yes, I don't remember the name of it, but if you go on to Amazon, shoot, I forget what even keyword I ran.
It's called a Fire Stick. Amazon Fire Stick.
Not the Fire Stick. It's actually it's almost like a Raspberry Pi unit. You've seen those. It's a little microprocessor, and that actually had Windows loaded on it. So you could load Rainmaker on this little stick, and it would just work as a little slave computer to run Rainmaker.
Now, will it work on a virtual machine?
We've had issues with the virtual machines. We've had a lot of people that tried to, put 10 different installs on one virtual machine, and it doesn't seem to work with that. It wants a real computer.
Even like using like VMware or something like that?
You could try it. We've had some people that have, made workarounds and had success with it, but generally we tell people No, because we don't really want to support all the issues that it could create for them.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's nothing, if you can get it to run on something, then we have no problem with it. It's just supporting it from our standpoint is kind of problematic trying to do that. So we just tell everybody it's just got to be, a regular computer.
But it's like if it was, for example, was put on a VMware machine or an Amazon server, it's going to flag pretty much right away, I believe, right? The software is going to fail, give a message.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah. One of the things that will make the Rainmaker tool crash the most is connectivity issues.
Inactivity.
So if you've got, like, we've had people that say, it constantly crashes, there's something wrong with it. And we say the only thing that makes it crash is actually a break in the internet connection, because it's constantly communicating with our server to get its instructions. So if it tries to communicate and it can't, then it shuts the software down and it bombs out, and then you have to restart it. But that's really the only issue that we've seen that causes the program to crash is connectivity issues.
Yeah, that's the one problem I have. People don't want to leave their machine on all the time. I said, well,
and they don't have to. Rainmaker, if they shut their machine off at night, it's perfectly fine. Rainmaker will start back up, as soon as they restart the machine. That's not a problem.
What's the inactivity mean?
If you're, like, let's say they've got it on a machine and the machine's not running it, or they uninstall it.
Oh, I see.
If it doesn't run for like a certain amount of days, then it just gets removed from the network.
Okay.
We've got to make sure that they're actually giving back to the network.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll send a support ticket in.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll get you dialed in. All right. Anybody else before we wrap up here? Last chance here. Last call for this week. Next week, I believe we'll be back on regular time on Thursday, and I'm going to try and get a Kartra call in here before too long. So anybody that wants to get up to speed on Kartra or get their issues solved with that, make sure you hop on that one.
So today was Thursday's call then?
Correct. This is Thursday's call right now.
Okay, so Thursday's nothing?
Correct.
Okay.
Thursday's me traveling again.
Oh, are you? Oh. Do you have any time for me and you to get caught up on my apprentice stuff?
Probably Friday. I'll be in Friday.
Friday? How about after today's call now?
Oh, I actually leave like probably in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So,
All right. Shoot me an early time Friday. We'll get connected.
okay. I had sent you back. Basically, there's some formatting on your page that you put up, your landing page.
Right.
You've kind of got everything where it looks the same, and there's no gaps and spaces, so it's kind of hard to look at. Like, you'll notice if you look at really good landing pages, like there'll be a big bold text that's got like space around it, so it's separated, and you've just kind of got everything spaced the same, so everything just kind of blends together.
Oh, so you just want more spaces and stuff in there?
Yeah, you need to space it out. You need to adjust the sizes of like what's more important. A lot of times you'll have bolded headlines to get people to read the next chunk, the next paragraph chunk. So basically, the easier it is on the eyes and the easier it is for them to consume, you're going to get a much higher conversion.
Okay.
If you look at it and it's just like all one big blob, it's hard to look at. It's hard for them to decipher at a glance.
So do you want to change colors and fonts or just spacing?
I would say maybe a little bit of both, but mostly the spacing. The spacing was like the big thing that I saw on that landing page.
Okay.
So.
All right, I'll take another crack at that and shoot you an update.
If you look back at the sample page that I put up for you, I had it it wasn't perfect, but I had it kind of spaced out a little so you could see kind of the gist of it.
Okay.
So.
All right. Take another crack at it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's really kind of your next step is just to clean that up, set the formatting, and then we'll.
I got Frank from AdRoll working with me now and trying to get things kicked off on Thursday. So I wanted to have it finished off by then to have it going.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
All right, just shoot me a time when you're available, and we can check it out together.
Okay, perfect. Well, actually, when you get it adjusted, just go ahead and shoot me another link in the Basecamp, then I'll go back and look at it. And
Okay.
we'll keep moving forward.
All right, let me do that.
All right, awesome.
All right, thank you, John. Have a
Thanks.
good trip. Have a good trip.
Okay. All right, guys, that's it for today. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. And like I said, we'll be back on next Thursday at regular time, and look forward to seeing y'all then.
Thanks, John.
Okay, bye-bye.